Would you
Nick,
say
I
the
gotta
experience?
say, bro, I love the logo.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Was that the rebrand after the rebrand, or was that you
No,
rebranded?
that's the complete rebrand. Yeah, yep.
And that was my idea, right?
Yeah, yep.
Yes, dude. No, I love it, bro. Like
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
remember like there's certain things I have like a pretty good sense when it comes to like graphic design. My brother's a graphic designer, but I
Nice.
remember just looking at the old one and being like, it's not bad. Like I get it. Don't get me wrong, but like I know what you're trying to do, and it's got to be fucking a hitter, and that's a hitter right there. So whoever
Thank
did
you.
that, good job.
Absolutely. Fiverr. Found a good person on Fiverr and took a couple tries, but found a good
Got her.
person, so I'm gonna stick with them. So yeah.
Fiverr is lethal, bro.
Oh,
Jose, what's
absolutely.
going on, man?
Yo, yo, what's up?
All Max in the freaking house.
How y'all doing?
Good, man. You're launched up, right? You got your license. You're in operational.
Uh, kind of, I guess. So I passed all my tests. I'm basically licensed, but I haven't got my license number issued, so I can't really go make any contracts yet.
Gotcha.
But I mean, I already made a few contracts, just like
Yeah,
on the low.
you're cooking.
But,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, for now. But I should have the actual number issued within either tomorrow or
Mhm.
early next week.
Yeah, man. You are going to absolutely kill it, bro. And whenever you're ready, we are ready for one-on-one coaching, man. I mean,
No, I'm definitely the only thing I'm waiting for is the actual license number to be issued, and then
yeah.
I'm definitely gonna be hopping on that one-on-one. I know I need it. I don't have any background on owning a company, and I don't have
Yeah.
anybody to rely on, so I know for sure I'm gonna need it.
And I just think the foundation you've been brewing up is going to be a game changer because all we have to do is activate some things, right? And we're hitting the
Right.
ground running. Um, cool guys. In this call, I'm going to be going over. Kind of took inspiration from the Brad call we had, Josh, of like just like things that I know that are truths for myself. And like after coaching 250 painting companies directly and helping them grow, like what I found are like common denominators, right? Things that you guys should be implementing, considering, or doing to make sure that you know you're on the right track. And if a lot of these are aligning with how you already operate, you guys are already doing good, right? And then if you can find some inspiration to help implement some stuff, that I'll go over, you'll be even better off. So I've coached a lot of guys, some making 20K a month, some not even knowing what the hell a primer is, and other guys that are doing 5 million a year, right? But the guys that I see, and when I hop on the first call with them and they have some of these abilities or traits, I'm like, they're going to be good. Makes my job that much easier. And you get to say, I can do that too, or I can be that too, or I can take that mindset and apply it, and it will help me blow up my business. I mean, you guys know how much opportunity is out there as far as painting businesses. So, without further ado, 11 truths after coaching 250 plus painting companies. And if you have any questions, comments, please feel free to stop me. But first off, I want to kind of gauge the room, and I know we only have two people, hopefully more joined. But what has 2025 taught you guys? I'll unshare. So open the floor. What has 2025 taught you guys? Any lesson, any bumps in the roads, any things you want to change for next year?
I'll go first. Yeah, so 2025 has taught me a lot of things for hiring for specific, having to go back on the tools, um, learning what to allow, what not to allow in the business,
Yeah.
to obviously cut out those B, C players, even for subcontractors. And then also like really getting my marketing dialed in, the rebranding, all that stuff does take some time, but I'm learning something new every day and trying to do my best at it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, hiring. I mean, if you are worried about if you're going to get a 5-star review or not, it's probably not the best hire, right? And
yes,
then
that's
looking great in the beginning as far as the marketing, your presence, your logos, how you are perceived. I mean, it's going to make it that much harder when you're trying to sell somebody, especially as a premium price guy, which I assume you are.
correct. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Jose, you got something for me?
Yeah, well, 2025, I've been running a business. Not, it wasn't legitimate. Here in California, you need a license.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard for me to put my brand out there. So branding been a lot for me. Now that I do have the license, I got the brand out there. I got the truck wrapped. I do have a couple guys who are doing some projects for me, but I still am on the tools.
Yeah.
After watching some of the modules and hopping on these calls with you guys, one goal for 2026 is definitely going to be to get off the tools and
Hmm.
just focus on sales and getting jobs on the schedule.
That's number one. Yeah. I just talked to one of the guy that we did a podcast with today. He scaled to seven figures in 12 months with us. And that was one of the biggest things. He hopped on his first coaching call with me. He had his painter whites on. He was in his van. And I was like, I don't ever want to see you show up to this call like that again. And it wasn't because we couldn't get shit done. It was because I needed him to commit to not being on the tools. Make time in your schedule. Let's do some big boy stuff, right? As a business owner. And that changed everything for him. So cool. All right. So that's some good stuff. So truth number one, and this is kind of applicable to like entrepreneurship. I mean, obviously, painting business is a business, but like a lot of the traits come with you as a person and what you do day to day and how you see things, how you act. And truth number one, man, it's really mindset. It's whatever you think is possible, add a zero. I remember I got a promotion at a sales company that I was at. I was a top performer, top contributor, the whole nine. And they were like, Aiden, your projected income with this promotion as a national business account manager is going to be 75,000 a year. And I don't know if you guys know where I'm from. Philadelphia kind of sucks. It's kind of the ghetto. That's how I grew up. I didn't have much money. That was a big deal. I made the most money out of my whole family at that time. So for me, that was huge. And I remember crying and be like, holy shit, like I did it. Like I made it. 75K, 9 to 5. Fast forward to now, I literally added a zero to that in terms of like sales and stuff like that for my coaching and the painting business. So, not even with just the painting business, but I mean, think about all the other ways people make money with content, side hobbies. There's so much money to be made out there. I mean, I know you guys are scrolling on social media and seeing these guys getting rich for the dumbest reasons. There's no
Oh yeah,
reason we can't have a slice of the pie.
that's definitely another goal for me for 2026 is just dropping constant content
Yeah.
on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, wherever I can, just to get my brand out there.
One of the best pieces of advice I can give you also is content is not in what should I do this or this. It is a this and that. Content is numbers game. How much can you produce out there? Because one thing can catch fire. Like I think Alex Ramosi says he does like 56,000 pieces of content a month with his company. That's insane. But he just had $100 million book launch. So it's working, you know? So this is something you got to come to terms with and you got to know like it's possible. I just haven't gotten there yet. But I need to keep trying. I need to keep parlaying what I earn. If I got that check, if I made that money, I can parlay it into something even bigger. And here's kind of like a first person like I actually went through one of the guys that we work with. Um, he sold 300K in a month. One guy. Some guys aren't even making 30K a month in their painting business. 300K in a month, bro. Some people aren't doing that in a year, and he literally did it himself. And he said, "Remember my goal with you when we first started, 300K." He set that bar for himself because he knew he would be able to get there. That's nuts. Truth number two is leadership sets the ceiling. So I don't know if you guys know of the author John C. Maxwell, but he writes a lot of books on leadership, and you should look into him and his books. But there's a law, and it's called law of the lid, right? Your leadership and what you're capable of really puts a lid on your potential in your company, right? So how can I run an organization that should scale to 20, 30, 40 million, but I am not there to be able to sustain that large of an organization? I don't have the leadership skills. I won't get there. So the more you get better, the more you hit the gym, stay consistent with your habits, become a better leader, your company's potential and the possibilities start to creep up and up and up, and that potential goes up. And Steve Jobs says it doesn't make much sense to hire smart people and then tell them what to do. We hire smart people so they can tell us what to do. Right. So in my coaching, I've never had a $5 million business myself, but we're about to bring on a coach that has done $5 million in sales with his business. I would be limiting myself if I wasn't open to the idea of hiring somebody who grew a bigger business than me and not utilizing the value he brings to our team. Right. But I have to be the leader that says, I got to put my ego aside and pony up to know that we might have some conversations where I feel like he's in charge, even though I'm the owner, and that's okay. Right. Because he understands I'm not doing it because, oh, I want somebody to train or be under me. This is a mission that we're all on that I started. And he's like, I see something in you in this. I want to be a part of it. Feel like that with your sales reps. Don't hire somebody because you can train them or they're less of a salesman than you, or you feel comfortable with them. Get somebody that is seasoned. You're going to have to give them leads. You're going to have to pay them properly. But I promise you, for the length of your company that you're around, he will be a top contributor and you'll be so happy you got him in. Truth number two or three, I'm sorry. Clarity beats hustle. A lot of painters deal with this. I would say 90% of painters, maybe even more, don't have a written plan. They never went over what's their goal for the year? How many leads do I need to get there? What's my average job size to be able to sustain that? How many appointments do I have to set? Going through all those numbers and getting super clear on the plan is one of the most important things you can do in business. If you're not financially competent, you're never going to be able to grow a company predictably, right? If you can say, I need to do 2 million next year. Well, what does that really look like? What does that effort have to be? Now I know, do I need a sales rep? Do I need a production manager? Do I need an admin? Can I do all those tasks myself? Probably not. So the guy that's just throwing shit at the wall, hoping shit grows, he's really probably going to end up wanting to quit his business because he's just in hustle mode. He's not clear on the vision in which he can execute. This is how this looks, right? Again, one of our clients, he did 380,000 in a month. Last year for the year, he did 1.2 million. So obviously he's going to exceed his last year's revenue. But we got very clear on what his business looks like and what it needs to look like. He didn't have an admin before. He didn't have a production manager before. So he was capped at this revenue market. He was like, I don't know how to get past. Once we got those people to look over the work, to take his calls, get his time back so he can focus solely on sales, he did 380K in his last month of working with us. That's insane.
Wow.
Truth number four, think in decades and execute weekly. So this is super important, right? Because if you're not looking over how things are going with your business every week, right? It's like you make that plan. All right, 2 million is the goal. What does that look like every single week? So we have a spreadsheet in our coaching where it's based on seasonality. So we know that if you divide 2 million by 12 months, you would get a number. But that doesn't tell you the full story. It just tells you every month you need to hit a certain mark. We all know in March, April, in most areas, that's busy season, right? August, July, that's like probably going to do 30, 25% of our total sales volume in those months. Whereas January, December, probably going to be like 5%. So when you get clear on the vision, like we said before, but you only sold 30K and you're trying to do 2 million, that might be okay actually. Might not have to get so concerned about doing those numbers if you have the plan written out properly. So when you're thinking decades, you get to say, all right, this year we project this, next year we project that, execute every single week. And that's how you become the GOAT, like my man Tom Brady, show up every Sunday, throw 5 touchdowns. But you have to keep looking and that's why people have meetings weekly, right? So they can continue to go over the numbers, be on the same page. What's working? Let's catch it early. Days are kind of crazy, right? thinking in days because things can happen. You could have two bad sales days, and that's okay. Leads weren't quality, shit happened. But in a week, you can pretty much see constants. Like, all right, this is a pattern now. And whoever just joined, what's going on? I don't know if you have a name, but what's up? We're going over 10 truths or 11 truths after coaching 250 plus painting companies, and what I've found are similarities. Truth number 5, perception is reality. This ties back to your guys' branding. So this is a good one for you. If you want to be the highest position company, the highest price position company, you have to look the best. Sold a job on the spot today, big ass house, baseboards for like 4K. But the thing was, she said, I appreciate your messages, your automations. You showed up right on time. It's a breath of fresh air to have a professional here. And she said, can you give me a cash discount? And I said, no. What if I did all that, checked all those boxes, but I gave her a cash discount? Now I am not perceived how I look, right? So that's great that you guys are taking how you guys look so seriously because that is the reality of it. If I didn't know any better, I'd be like, all Max, oh, they've probably been around for years. Just because you look the part, right? You're doing a great job with the media, the pictures. I love that. Keep doing that. Same thing with you, Nick, with the branding. Now you get to be like, hey, we're the real deals. We feel it. We look it. If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, probably a fucking duck. So you get to go in there confidently, price the job, build rapport, be confident. We've been doing this forever. We have the paperwork, references. We're worth more. Makes the job that much easier. And when you hire a sales rep, you're already perceived as the fucking company. It's going to make their job easier, right? It's crazy how all this shit works in kind of a circle. Truth number 6, great communication solves 80% of problems. With this, a lot of times you get guys, and this is not really like something maybe you guys deal with, but like if I didn't have a great English accent and I had like a Spanish accent, it'd be hard for me to close jobs, right? It's just the reality of it, right? Now think about that with your team. If you don't have great communication with your guys, you're not making work orders, you're not giving them the support they need, how are they supposed to operate at a high level? I want to over communicate. I always tell my clients, you have to dummy proof the job. You have to make it so hard for them to fuck up because you put so many details, marked out all the pictures, put all the line items, the paint, the colors, everything they need. If they fuck it up, they shouldn't be on the team. It should be their fault. You should do everything in your power to make sure they're set up for success. And that's where communication comes from. Also, how do you sell jobs at a higher price point? Better communication, right? There was automations, there was reminders. They checked in with me. They temperature gauge. They say, hey, how's everything going? That's a big part of a premium company and looking the part, right? And then your reviews will be more plentiful. Your recommendations will be more plentiful. Great communication solves 80% of problems, maybe 90%, honestly. Truth number 7, data does not lie. And I see like metrics, and that's the cool thing about like having a CRM like Drip Jobs. You can tell a lot from the data, right? Like I just bought up that Edwin, our client's information, right? His numbers. When he said, hey, I don't know how to get past 1.2 million. How many painters do you have? Blank. How many production managers do you have? None. How many admins do you have? None. Wow, no wonder you can't get past 1.2 million. The data is telling me everything I need to know. Or hey, we have a low set rate. I'm not sure why we can't get them, the leads to appointments. Well, where are you getting your leads from? Oh, they all come from Angie. Oh, well, fuck. You're going to have a 30-25% set rate. That's the reality of it. So when you have the data, you can start making informed decisions. We already talked about the seasonality, right? How do you know how much to produce in December? Well, you don't. You look at last year's data and see what we did in the percentage. Maybe not even the number, just the percentage is all I need to know. Then we can have a benchmark for the next year. So every week you should go over the data, see the trends, see the close rates, see how things are going, see how much you should be spending on marketing, right? We always say we push for between 7 and 10%. How do I know how much to spend on my marketing so I can get jobs? It's a percentage. That's our budget. It sucks, the money coming out every month, but it's a necessary evil. It's going to get us to our goal so we can make the profits that we want. Now I will stop there and I'll pose that same question. So we talked about 2025 and the lessons learned. What will you do differently come 2026? Who's going first?
Sure, I'll go first since no one wants to go first. So 2026, what I do differently is obviously try different avenues of marketing besides Facebook and Instagram. Maybe join Nextdoor, a couple of different platforms,
Yeah.
um, so I can be able to really start getting more leads.
What's your
Um,
goal for next year?
my goal next year is to hit at least 300K.
Okay.
That's my goal, 300K.
Okay. Let's say we
Um,
did 500K. Let's just say,
yeah.
right? Let's just say we did
Mhm.
500K. I know you can't see me calculating. If we go off of 8% marketing,
Mhm.
that's $40,000 a year that you have to spend, right? Divide that by
Mhm.
12. You need to spend $3,333 a month.
Yep.
And that includes your retainers, right? So like if a vendor try to charge you 2K for running your ads, it's already too
Mhm.
much. So you got to think of other ways because you don't want your
Mhm.
retainer more than how much you're spending.
That's right.
So take that 3,300 and say, all right,
Mhm.
I'm going to put 600 to Yelp. I'm going to put 500 to door hangers and lawn signs. I'm going to put another 2K into Facebook ads. Maybe I find somebody on Fiverr to run them for me, right? Somebody that has some reputable, maybe charge
Mhm.
me 500 bucks a month for the retainer. You need to start thinking within that budget and be as savvy as possible.
Okay. Yeah.
And then every single week, you look at the numbers. And then
Mhm.
I would say give each marketing source at least 60 days before you make an opinion. Because you got the brand now.
Mhm.
Pretty sure you're not horrible at sales. You should be able to close around 35%, which is passable to get there. And
Mhm.
then from there, every 60 days, do I switch my marketing to something else or do I keep it where it is and double down
But
based
every
on,
60 days, I should be doing an assessment
yeah, every 60
to decide on
days?
that.
Hey,
Okay.
man, Facebook has been shitty. Let's take some of that budget, put it to this. Yelp has been shitty. Let's put it to this. I would say 90, but I think
Mhm.
60 is pretty fair.
Okay. Do you recommend any other avenues to look at besides Facebook,
I think
Insta?
a quick chat GPT will give you all the data you need. Let them know the
Okay.
area you're in. What are some great marketing sources for me to start generating leads at a cost
Yeah.
effective way
Yeah.
in my area for my painting business?
And what about I've been getting a lot of like text messages and calls from companies saying that, oh, they can bring in free leads, you know.
Yeah, I
Uh,
would say if you never heard of it, it's probably not the best route.
yeah, that's what I figured.
You
Okay.
know,
Okay.
maybe talk to somebody you know or another painting company in the area if you
Yeah.
can, or another home service provider, and just kind of pick their brain. Have you ever heard of that?
Okay. All right. Got it. Thank you.
What do you got, Jose, for next year?
Next year, for sure, like I said earlier, going legitimate. You know,
Yeah.
I got the license, the insurance, the bonds, whatever, everything I need. I already have everything is set in place for next year. But as far as goals, it's number one, I'm gonna need that one-on-one coaching just to help me along the way because I've never done this.
Hmm.
Um, I'm a great painter. I've been painting for about 6 years. But as far as the business side, I need help with that.
Yeah.
Um, I definitely want to learn like I don't have a lot of working capital, so I want to take the avenue of the free leads, like things I could
Yeah.
do, just networking on Facebook, networking with GCs, networking with just people around me who could help me get these free leads instead
Yeah.
of paying for leads at first.
Great
But
plan.
eventually, once I got that working capital, then I do want to move into like um just Angie leads or
Yeah.
just different avenues that I could just put in money and have a percentage, for sure percentage coming back.
Yeah. And the cool thing is, like, if obviously you have access to it now, but we can help you with the Facebook ads, as a route, just so you can put some money, set it up properly, even if it's 800 bucks, like it'll get you returns for sure.
Right.
But I think that is one thing that people don't take seriously enough is the relationships, like going around and I was just on a call with a guy who did in our coaching. His name's Ryan. 80 HOA units exteriors.
Mm.
He just met with the guy. He actually called me like while I was in my last meeting. But if he's not going around and taking a picture of the management group of these, in rough shape buildings, you'll never get the opportunity. And these guys drive past it every day and never capitalize on that. Big opportunity that you could have. Cool. I'll get back to it. Appreciate you guys sharing that.
Oh,
Truth number 8. Be bougie with your time, guys. Very bougie. Why do people wear Rolexes?
because they're bougie.
What does it let you know, though? Their time's valuable, right?
Hmm.
It
And they're
is.
worth the value.
Yes, exactly, right? If
Hmm.
you're gonna waste my time, it's a lot of money you're throwing out the door. So
Hmm.
being bougie with your time, a lot of painters, they go to visit a job site to check in, like painting business owners. What did they accomplish in that 2 hours plus? Probably nothing. A little closure because something might be wrong, a customer might be upset. I mean, you got like we ran around to jobs, and this is me before for sure, right? When I first started, I would go and just to be sure, I'm checking in every day, each job. That's a bad waste of our time, guys. Bad waste of our time. That means we don't have great systems. That means we don't trust our lead guys, right? Like, do you think like these huge businesses, every single location, the owners are checking in? No, there's leadership, there's systems. And you have to trust that your guys are you recruit it properly and they go hold it down for you because you have to babysit them. It's probably not worth it. Or you have to let go of your grasp on the company, right? So be very bougie with your time. Also, one of the things I've committed to is not working on Sundays in any of my businesses whatsoever, just making that family day. Honestly, I watch football pretty much every Sunday since that came back. So it's been very nice. But I know that because my week is so set up properly, block scheduled, we have goals, we have things we got to do, I can confidently sit back on my couch, put my feet up, and enjoy my time with my family and not know that the company's suffering because of it, right? So we put closed on our Google for our painting company. I don't care if 5 leads come in. I'm standing on the fact that this is my day. We're off. We're closed. I don't expect any of my workers to be working, right? So this will come a time, but it's better to get used to that early. I had to throw me in it, right? Truth number 9, create your own standards. I feel like the best painting companies or even the best entrepreneurs, they're not comparing themselves to the competition. They are creating their own standards, right? So Alex, who closed 300K, probably not a lot of guys by themselves closing 300K around him, but he said, that's my goal. I don't care what anybody else is doing. I'm going to do that. I remember when I first started working with him, he asked me what like an average close ratio was. And I was like, yeah, I think if you're 40%, you could pretty much hit all your goals. And he was like, I shoot for 100%. That's the difference, right? So what's possible, what you think is possible, there's other guys shooting for way higher potential, way higher goals. And even with my coaching, right? Like when I first started my coaching and working with painters, I didn't know what the fuck was possible. I was like, look, I can have some guys and teach them how to get off the tools and run a business, give them a CRM. I didn't know what it was going to turn into. And now I'm just continuously shooting for the stars and trying to just make this as big as I possibly can, as long as we're still impacting people. That's why I put myself in there for both businesses. Truth number 10, we got one more after this. You're 1 or 2 relationships away. We just talked about this, right? Where Jose, you said you were going to go around and talk with the GCs, talk with the realtors, and shake hands, get the name out there, get the brand out there, give them some tangible, right? Like go around with that sales packet. Just say, hey, here's all the information you need to know about our company. Go look through it and see why you should consider using us. We're a little different. And honestly, people want to give you the chance to, like, if they know you, they want to hook you up, right? That's like the reality of humans. I had a guy, we just read up a $100,000 bid. And I was like, how did you get this lead? He was like, I knew the guy. That was it. Free. Didn't have to pay for it. He's like, I already know what CertaPro gave their number. They're at 120. If you come in at 90, you got the job. 100%. You're not going to get that without having relationships. Even with our coaching, I mean, how many people have came in our coaching, met new people, learned other things? It just went from there. We're going to events together. Their business has grown, not just from me, but other people they found to get in contact with and learn from. That's important. That helps a lot. And truth number 11, serve people first. At the core of everything I do in my businesses and my relationships, people I work with, whoever, at the core of it, we try and help each other and serve people. If I want to hit my goals, I need other people to help me. In this picture is my supervisor, Oscar's dad. And when my supervisor, Oscar, first started with us as a sub, he brought his girl on because we needed two painters. And he was like, hey, I know we're growing, right? We're early on, but we're growing. I want my dad to work for us too. I want to hire him. He was working as a production painter, busting his ass, not making much. He said, that's my goal. I want to bring my dad on too. So we made that happen. That was a mission for me now. I'm like, I'm going to make that happen. I got you. So I've been keeping them busy. They're probably going to do about 500K in production this year with their group, just because I want to make sure that what he wanted was the same thing I wanted. I want to grow my business. He wants to bring his dad on. We're going to fucking make it happen. Deepen the relationship. Works out. Cool.